Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Influence Report. We're back after a little bit of a hiatus. My name is Brad Loxton. I'm the senior producer on Dungeon Defenders 2. I have with me one of our senior game designers, Jay Twining.
Hello, guys. Good to talk to you.
Great to have you here, Jay.
Thank you for having me.
We've been away for a little while. We had I think we're calling it the Trendy Plague.
Trendy Plague.
In January. I'm actually still a little bit hoarse. I was out for a couple days. I think in the studio we were doing head counts for a while. There was like 7 or 8 people out for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad. And we also were, filing a patch.
Yeah,
that was fun. So we're finally getting back into the swing of things here, and we have a lot of cool threads to talk about with you guys on feedback we've gotten from this last patch. And we have a new influence vote.
We do.
Super exciting. Yep. So we'll talk about that as well. Let's jump right into it.
Sure.
So to get started, we're going to go through the feedback that you guys have given us on the forums and in some of our live streams. And first up on that is talking about our drop rates.
Yes.
We did a pretty big pass on balance and drop rates in this last patch, and people are commenting on the legendary drop rates a little bit. People like them. Some people think they should be a little bit less.
So one of the challenges there is we are experimenting. This is a meaningful iteration. We're trying to make it so that our legendaries are meaningful, tangible bonuses to the character, and getting that right, it's a fine-tuning process. Getting the just amount that you get excited when you see one, but you don't see them just enough. So it's kind of like this nice little carrot, this nice little grinding reward loop. It's fine-tuned. This is an iteration what we currently have in the incursion modes, and we're going to be iterating on that based on your guys' feedback.
And these guys read the forums pretty much every day. I mean, religiously. So please continue to comment on that, because honestly, the feedback we're getting on we have our metrics, but the velocity we get makes a big difference in how we decide between those numbers as we go forward. Next up on the list is a big topic over the last couple months. We're excited to finally talk about it. It's about AFK players and toxic players. And I think we're actually working on that right now.
We are. Player moderation is a major focus of this milestone. Brett, our senior game designer, he's working on it. He's heading up that charge. We're gathering feedback. We're talking to everybody. We're reading the forums and all that kind of stuff. So one of the things we want to make sure that we're doing is that we're encouraging positive play.
Yeah.
And that we have a system to handle negative play.
Yeah.
And so being able to balance rewarding positive players and being able to balance moderating other elements, AFK players specifically, is kind of a focus, something that we're thinking about and we're prototyping and iterating on right now.
And it's a tricky problem. We learn a lot from games like League of Legends.
Yes.
Riot makes a big focus on this. They've written papers about it. We've read all of them. We're going to start with kind of the basics and layer them on as we go. Our goal is to really make the best player moderation system we can that supports you guys. So continue commenting as we iterate through that. Next up on our list, we actually, it surprised some people, we removed hard mode.
Yes, it did.
Why did we remove hard mode, Jay?
So in Foundation 1, we took on a tremendous amount of rework. We redid campaign mode, we rebalanced all the towers, we've rebalancing heroes, we've been adding new legendaries. Hard mode is a victim of our scoping process.
That's right.
So it wasn't purposeful. We're not removing it from the game. It still exists. We're iterating prototyping on that right now. It's going to be coming out in the next couple milestones. We didn't forget about it. It literally was just a scoping issue.
That's right. And it's always a challenge in balancing out, especially when you're doing something that dramatic. We wanted to take the feedback from December, run with it, find out something interesting. It's not gone. It's just, I think it's broken. Internally, it's not even fun to play. So see that coming back really soon.
Yeah.
Next up on our list, we have a lot of feedback on our matchmaking flow, and we read that a lot. Campaign mode was a little bit of an iteration on that. And we're still trying to figure out the best way to make that experience a lot more smooth. We have some changes that we're working on right now to improve that, right?
We are focusing on the hero deck and how that is managed. So there's this really interesting behavior where we're removing a hero, and then you're going to the hero deck manager and adding the hero back again. And there's levels, and it's weird, and it's confusing, and we're confused. We don't like it.
Yes.
And so we're iterating on that. So the first step is that we're keeping heroes in the hero deck.
Excellent.
Yes.
I'm sure a lot of people will like that.
We think so. We think so. So levels are still important. We're still going to communicate whether or not a hero is the appropriate level. If they're not of the right level in a public group, they're going to be grayed out. You won't be able to select them.
Okay.
The active hero is going to be what we matchmake you against, and that's going to be party-wide. So if you're in a party, we're going to grab the lowest guy and matchmake you to that. And the final piece...
in private matches, I think we're still going to allow the... basically, you can still play with your lower level heroes in private matches. We're not really worried about the griefing of if you're in a level 25 match and you bring in a level 7 hero and screw your team over.
Right.
So that's we're working on those changes right now. Our target for them is this upcoming milestone, but we'll see how that feathers together. We want to make sure that it's a good experience. And then last but not least, we added a big new feature for Phase 1 called Social Hub.
Social Hub.
Everyone that was on there day one knows we had some server lag problems.
Pretty crazy.
We fixed most of those within 24 hours.
Yes.
But there's other shenanigans that are going on in the social hubs.
So, well, to start, they're currently in the game right now. If you want to have a private session, you go into the social hub, you go to the map, and you click private session, and then that's how you get into the private setting. We received some feedback that maybe we could move that a bit earlier.
Oh, that's right. Yes, yes.
So we're going to prototype on that. We're going to test it out, see what it's like. You know, that'll be coming out at a certain point. We'll definitely communicate what the prototype results are.
We also have still, we know we're getting reports of still some lag problems from you guys. We know, we believe we fixed the major ones, but we're not done yet. So we're doing performance evaluations and figuring out where that issue is coming from.
Right.
And then we had one little kind of, to be honest, it's something we really probably should have thought of.
Yeah.
You know, people like to build towers around the spawn spots, it seems.
It turns out people really like to build fortresses that you can't get through.
So when people spawn in, it's just wall of
towers with cannons and everything. It's very menacing. You can't move.
You can't get to the war table.
The great thing is that we've got the feedback. It's a relatively minor change. We can put it. We can limit where in any tavern you can build, and so we can target and focus that issue.
And now we know that our audience sometimes likes to mess with the other people.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. You know, players like to build fortresses.
That's right. It's like a pillow fort, but with towers, and the people inside the fort can't get out. I don't know. It's fine. We're working on that one. We'll have a fix in for that soon. It's pretty great. That kind of wraps it up for the community feedback part. Now let's get on to my exciting part, or part that I'm really excited about, the new influence vote. We've not had a chance to do an influence vote for a little while. Like I said before, we've been working and focusing on making this new patch. And a couple influence votes ago, we talked, we had you guys vote on new incursions.
Yes.
And do we want to focus on commander incursions or do we want to focus on elite mob incursions? And the vote was a resounding commander incursion win.
Yep.
So now we're kind of going to the next step of that on which commander incursions we work on next. And we have two different ideas that we've come up with. Jay, can you give everyone kind of a brief on what those ideas are?
Sure. So the first one is Tuskar. He's a Warboar commander.
Okay.
What he's going to do, similar to Malthius, where he puts the healing zones down, he's going to put anti-tower zones down.
What does an anti-tower zone do?
So anti-tower could be you can't build here.
Okay.
It could be all towers in this zone are stunned.
It
could be all towers in this zone are destroyed. And so we have a couple prototypes. We're going to find out what's fun.
What's hard?
What's hard?
What's impossible?
What's impossible? And we're kind of going to do that. Those zones will be variable. So they'll be a little bit random. The second commander incursion, Griblock, our goblin guy. So he's going to be really focused on randomly picking a lane. So it's going to be variable, a lot of variety there. Picking a lane and commanding all of his forces to go down that lane. And so what's going to happen is you'll be in the incursion, and then it's going to be Griblock commands you to go down this lane, and then hundreds of goblins are going to come out of the portal.
Kobolds and whatever.
It's going to be crazy. It's going to be all over the place. We think that's going to be crazy. We think that's going to be really fun.
And they're both really cool ideas.
Yeah.
I know I've said this a couple times on the videos. I'm not really sure which one's going to win. This one seems actually pretty even. Do you have a favorite, Jay?
I don't like giving my favorite because I think it's going to bias. I think that they're both super exciting. I really want to see what you guys have to say.
Awesome. So that influence vote should be up now, actually around the time the video goes live. So go over to the site, take your influence points that you've been earning as you've been logging in, and tell us which one you like most. And then we'll announce the results as that vote closes out sometime next week. That wraps it up for the influence report. It's been really great to be back, guys. Jay, thank you so much for joining us today.
Again, thank you for having me, and we really do read your feedback on the forums. So keep that up. We really love reading it. We spend a lot of time.
Both Steam and in our website forums.
Yes.
And we also have live streams every Friday on Twitch, where usually one of us is there talking to people. So come on there and ask questions. We use those to drive some of the community sections of this video. And we'll be back in about a week or so. And we'll be talking about the results of this influence vote and continuing to comment on what you guys are discussing on the different connection points we have with you. So have a great time playing Dungeon Defenders 2, and we'll see you next time.
See you later.